show one time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Robo Renegade. I have Rob Wilfong here, and he just got caught off guard with the camera going live. How was your drive?
We're live.
We are live.
It was glorious. I got out of Cincinnati before the traffic hit, so I'm doing good.
Awesome. Well, like everybody knows, we always start the show with 3 random questions before that you've drawn. You didn't know what they were, and you can choose to answer them or not.
I drew them.
You did draw them, so I'm going to read them for you because he doesn't have his glasses. Wait, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud, was I?
Can you get me home before the news?
All right, so what is the most rebellious thing you've ever wanted to do?
The most rebellious thing I ever wanted to do. Hide my mother's Aquanet hairspray cans.
What? Why would you want to?
Have you ever been sprayed with that?
What did you
Have you ever had your face petrified?
No. Is that like a thing?
It's not a thing. It was my mom's thing. The big can.
You're right. The purple one.
You're right. Yeah.
So was she use it as a form of like kid repellent?
You know, I don't know that, but she'd use her hair to do it. You never wanted to walk behind her when she was hitting you with the Aquanet, and the whole room, man, you could see it.
Right. Oh, it had that smell. I remember that. The smell was like indescribable.
To this day, I don't like my wife's hairspray because of the Aquanet experience.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my Thursday group.
Oh, okay. There's an Aquanet Thursday group.
Thank you for asking.
You're quite welcome. All right.
Okay.
You want to move on? Or you want to add more to the Aquanet?
I'm stuck. I'm good. Go ahead, please.
All right. So whose thoughts would you most like to read?
Dead or alive?
Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter.
I thought I should ask. I would like to pick the brain of Emo Phillips.
Okay, why?
Because there's nobody like him. And he's been doing it so long.
He's been doing what so long?
He's been doing comedy so long. You didn't know who Emo Phillips is. You have to look him up.
I might have to, but I'm sure there's lots of other people that wouldn't.
Downers Grove.
Emo. I will have to look that up. Look him up.
I'm sure it would be a strange adventure.
How's the coffee? Am I good at coffee?
Oh, yes. The coffee is brilliant.
Is it going to grow more hair on your chest?
Yes. I will dance at your wedding for making me coffee. She made me coffee.
I'm not getting married, so there will be no dancing at any wedding.
Oh, we're safe.
All right. So what's your greatest virtue?
I'm adorable.
Like a teddy bear adorable?
No, not like a teddy bear adorable. More like a good zoo duck. Adorable.
A zoo duck, adorable. See, now I see those and I just want to eat them.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm scared to death of ducks.
Why are you scared to death of ducks?
I had a traumatic incident at Fantasy Farm as a child, and I don't know if I'm ready.
Oh, you're not ready.
My mom gave me 40 cents for a pop.
Okay.
So I'm on my way to get a pop, and the nickel came out of my hand and rolled into this fence. Well, the fence was a circular fence with all these ducks in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're not talking your good-looking zoo ducks either because it was Fantasy Farm, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I had to go with the rustic farm look. So anyway, my nickel rolls inside the fence, probably a good foot or two.
Okay.
And I needed that 40 cents for a pop, so I got on my hands and knees, and I reached for it.
Okay.
A duck saw me, and he charged me and ate my nickel.
The duck ate the nickel? Oh, my God, that's great.
I haven't been right.
I go, okay, at first I was going to laugh at the fact that you were getting taken out by a duck, but the fact that it went on to eat your money and you didn't even get the pop.
I don't know what they're capable of.
So, I'm sorry, that's just great. Oh.
I'm adorable.
He's adorable, but not me attacking. I'm going to eat the nickel duck.
No,
adorable. All right.
I'm afraid of ducks, and I've been inspired to write a horror screenplay about a humongous duck that web stomps tourists And
Okay, you mean like turtles?
Yeah, stepping on people, man.
All right.
And he goes through their pockets with his bill to get change so he can get Cheetos out of the vending machine.
Nice. That's like a creepier version of Howard the Duck.
Ducks don't eat people.
They don't eat people, but they eat Cheetos.
Raises the question. I don't know what they're capable of. I'm scared to death.
See, now I'm more scared of geese than I am ducks. I think geese are meaner.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, one's bigger and juicier looking.
Just one big ass duck.
With a longer neck.
Like
So, I'm curious, how long have you been in comedy?
A long time ago, I was in the Army.
Okay.
And I went and did some of the shows at the Comedy Club in Colorado Springs, Jeff Valdez Comedy Corner. I was in Fort Carson. And I started going when I could. And that way I always wanted to be a comedian, I guess.
How old were you?
I was 21.
21, okay.
Yeah, I just got into Fort Carson. I just came back from Germany.
Okay.
And in the service. And I've always written jokes.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've always written jokes. And anyway, I've been doing it. So then I got out of the service and I struggled with drugs. But I don't remember.
Well, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
And then I got sober in 1998, court ordered. And then I started doing comedy at our church. They'd have a Christmas show.
Interesting. So,
and then I decided that I was just going to do comedy. So I got with some fellas. Hey, Dysfunctional Comedy Tour, Larry Love, Jason Robbins, Ray Price. And I did comedy with people that I had no business even being on stage. But I was running hard selling shows. Mm-hmm. I'd go to 3 bars a day.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And pitch. Mm-hmm. And we weren't pitching for money. I didn't know no better then either.
Oh, right.
We were giving it away or working the door or something like that.
Okay.
But we were running 10 shows in 12 nights. And
wow, that's a lot.
We did a boatload. That's how I got, to be fun.
Right.
I didn't know anything about the comedy club that, you hang out there. Mm-hmm. No one told me that. So I started running shows, and that's what I still do. And other people book me, and I'm just filling dates. Filling dates all the time.
I can imagine.
I can
pretty
fill
funny.
Dates, right.
Right. You are absolutely funny. I've had the pleasure to see you a few times.
Well, thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Am I blushing?
Yes, maybe a little.
That's all I ever wanted. I didn't want all this other shit.
So,
that's all I want.
Is there any time that you've been on stage that was like, it was the most awesome experience you had ever had?
Yeah, there's been shows when I've done everything the way I intended to do them.
Okay.
Or even figured out some new nuances or whatever, but everything I did worked.
Okay.
There wasn't anything that didn't hit in some form or fashion.
So is that like the exception to the rule?
Well, sometimes it's according on the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
It is according on the crowd. Are they going to come on board? Do they want to laugh?
Right.
You know what I mean? I really love it when I get them early.
Okay.
I love it when I get them early. I've been to shows where it's like, damn, I'd hate to be the guy that closed this one.
Right.
and it was me.
Oh, that's great.
Because it's Adrian, and then you
hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, who's watching?
We have, all right, let's start at the top. We have Samson Kirkman, Terry Shepard, Ben Terhune, David Bill, Robert Swan.
And Bobby Straws.
There you go.
It's Bobby.
Sandra and Al all clicked in.
All right. Hey, guys.
So anyway, and when they have questions, they will pop their little...
We're watching you, but we can't tell you that.
So what has been your absolute worst time on stage?
I did... I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that.
You're not ready to talk about a lot.
I did the Christmas party for the Republican convention.
Okay,
for a Republican convention. I sent them the videos. They know what I do. Mm-hmm. I mean, I sent them the whole, you know what I mean? Sent them one of the whole show and some hits and here and there. And I think they liked the silly. Okay, but they really underestimated their folks.
Okay. How so?
Number one, they didn't tell me it was a formal affair.
Oh.
So I show up like this.
Right.
Because this is how I show up to tell jokes, you know what I mean? Look like I'm in my pajamas. And so I had to stand around all these people in suits and stuff and that kind of thing. But anyway, they were aboard by my jokes.
They were bored?
They were aboard. In other words, they were offended.
Oh.
It took nothing.
To offend them.
And I wasn't trying to offend them.
Right.
I was going up there, dishing as silly. But, man, I had no idea. It was brutal.
Apparently the guy
It was brutal. And then the guy that ran, he come up and he stood behind me with his arms crossed.
What?
And I'm thinking they already don't like me, so I can't turn around and let this guy have it. But I wanted to, and maybe I should have. I mean, you know what I mean? Like Bill Burr in Philadelphia or something. But I always think discretion is the better part of valor, because if I go there, then I don't have anything on the other end of it. How do I get back to the character to do what I want to do?
That's true.
Okay, but it was a mess. It was a mess. It still hurts.
Wow. How long ago was
I'll
that?
always remember that. Because to tell you the truth, it never goes like that. It did, though. It did. It was horrible, man. And I had some friends that got me in there and that kind of thing. So it's just bad in so many levels.
Right.
We've all had that. You couldn't have sent Larry the Cable Guy up there and they would have liked him. They were not joke people.
A formal affair doesn't seem like the place that you would want to do.
I laid it out for them what I do the whole bit. And I'm thinking I'm good. You know what I mean?
Right. Because they've been forewarned.
I wasn't good.
You were not good.
Hey, I got kicked off an anxiety depression support group today.
Is that right? Why?
It didn't help.
God, you and your one-liners are great.
Because there's no supportive way to tell somebody they spelled masturbation wrong.
It sounds like a spelling issue.
And it all started with pages you might like. Now I got 56,000 depressed motherfuckers that don't want me around.
That's a lot of people that don't want you around.
I have feelings.
Well, that's good. Otherwise, I'd be scared because you'd be a psychopath.
Sorry, I was going to rant.
Oh, you were going to rant. How long have you been married?
I've been married for, I've been married for 8 years.
Thumbs up to his wife. 8 years.
Mm-mm. That's a personal best.
She's got to be a strong woman.
It's funny when people say, "Oh, your wife must be a saint," and I'm thinking, "Oh, what a nice thing to say about Melissa."
Well, I didn't say she was a saint. I said she was a strong woman. You can't be a saint and be with a comedian. I mean, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, that's been tested. I'm sure of that. Yeah.
So, what is
Pentecostals really don't latch on to comics.
No, they don't like comics at all.
Just,
my mother's Pentecostal.
Too busy going to Republican conventions. I hated that. That was the worst time of my life. I mean, I wasn't upset by them being Republican, you know what I mean? But they were not ready for the silly. I should have known.
So when you're saying silly, are you being goofy, or are we talking like skating the edge of, dirty?
Just being silly, just being, just going up there and having a good time. I'm an one-liner, so it's one after the other. And
so do you do crowd work?
I don't really trust it so much. If I do it, it looks like I'm doing it, but not so much.
Okay.
Not so much. I know how to involve them without all that.
Okay.
Okay. I can't get mad at anybody because, number one, we've got a venue to take care of.
Right.
But that works out because I can't get back to doing what I do, so I have techniques with people that screw with me.
Okay.
That they don't involve long crowd work because I'm going to get back to what I was doing.
Right.
Back to throwing jokes.
Right.
So I keep getting back to throwing jokes.
So if you're in the middle of a set and let's say a cell phone goes off, how would you handle that?
Probably ignore it.
You would ignore it?
Every now and then. To tell you the truth, I might have something in my brain that'll come out. I really don't do prepared crowd work.
Okay.
And that's why I had that look on my face when you asked, because I really haven't. I mean, you can practice crowd work and go up there and just not tell jokes.
Oh, yeah, you're correct.
Okay, that's what the open mics are for.
Right.
That's what you do, right? But
I was interested in how you would handle it because I know that
Oh,
different
I don't get
comedians.
heckled. I'm funny. Okay.
I didn't realize the cell phone was heckling you, but all right, good to know. If the cell phone goes off, you're being heckled by the phone.
It torments me.
There's nothing funny about a Republican. Okay. Boy, I just want to point out, nobody knows this because 90% of the comedy scene are either liberal or is it Democrats? What are they?
I don't know. I only have one political view.
Yeah?
If I was a taxpayer, I'd be pissed. I don't know much about politics.
I'm voting for Kermit the Frog.
I mean, I do, but I don't.
There you go. There's my politics. I'm green. I'm voting for Kermit
How
the
many
Frog.
people on Facebook did you really like until you figured out what they think?
You know what? I don't ever.
You see what I'm saying? I would have been better off not knowing.
Yeah, I don't pay attention. Why? Do you have a problem with Kermit the Frog?
Not Kermit. No.
Yeah.
No.
So that's where my vote is going. Vote green. Kermit the Frog green.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think every frog should date someone taller than himself.
If, Miss Piggy can let go of his balls long
At
enough.
least she ain't a duck.
Wait, these guys are quiet today. Normally they're like
Very quiet.
asking all kinds of questions. So what's the best advice you give somebody new?
As far as being a comic, go do comedy
Right?
and see how good you get. And you're going to meet a lot of friends, regardless of how good you
That
are.
is true.
And to tell you the truth, that's go out there and enjoy it. Because
Right.
a lot of guys that have been around a while, they forgot how to really have fun with it.
Yeah,
But I'm having a blast. I'm running around saying stupid shit. I mean, how mad can I be? Right?
right. That's funny that you, because last week I had Griffin.
Oh, look at all these perfect circles.
Yeah. And I told him, I said, it's funny that comedians, they're in it for the laugh, but somewhere along the way, they lose their laugh.
That's because there is a pure moment where they call your name and you get to go up, and it's just you and them. It is. I don't care what's going on out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a moment of truth.
Right.
It is pure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you understand, right? Okay, I think that's because everything else is shit.
Yeah, at that point.
You see what I'm saying? Everything else you got to do. Okay, but that is the goal.
Right.
So basically, the world is my oyster.
The world is your oyster, correct.
Now, I might get the pearl, but I'm always going to get that booger that won't go down. and then I freak out and I can't get it to come back up. So now I don't know what to do and I panic.
Okay.
The world is my oyster.
The world is your oyster. That's hilarious. So,
It's going to cost me a drink of coffee. How profound.
profound. He's very wise.
Well, that's
So, how many states have you been in? That have you had the opportunity to perform comedy in?
only 9.
Okay. Just
Only 9. Like I said, once again, I love my wife. It's a problem. I get to come home. I work and come home.
Yeah, that's true.
So I try, you know what I mean? Every now and then I'll work, beyond 4 hours now. But that's kind of my limit right there is 4 hours to get home. I'm a night owl. I don't really have a problem. Rarely do I have a problem getting home, being all sleepy and stuff.
Right. That's good.
You just stop. Every rest stop or you take an exit, you know what I mean? You just stop more often.
Maybe take a 20-minute nap.
Right.
Now, you started you have your own comedy thing going on. Tell me about that.
It's live bait comedy. I was Dysfunctional Comedy Tour. Hey, Larry, Jason, and Ray. I know you're not listening.
Maybe, please.
Hey, I wouldn't hang out with me either. I just have to. Okay. But anyway, I started doing that because these guys were really good.
Okay.
And they were doing one-nighters, so I was trying to get one-nighters. And I didn't know any better. I didn't know the procedure of... No one told me. You know what I mean? What I did was I bought equipment and I went to work.
Okay.
And I just sold out. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you were pushing it from start to finish.
I've always pushed the train.
Okay.
I'm a pusher for sure. And
I guess it's better being run over.
And then this is funny because you know about comedy. And then I got a good booking, okay, at this place that paid pretty good. And I called fellas up, but they were working. All three of them were working on another guy's show.
Oh no.
And I said, don't you care? They just want to work. See, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? I thought we had this thing, you know what I mean? And I didn't understand that because I was trying to latch on to anything that would move me. You know what I mean? You know how it is.
Right,
to tell you the truth, I mean, we all do it. It's just what it is, you know what I mean? You hang out with the right people and all this other stuff.
Right.
And you never know what you're supposed to do. That's what's really beautiful about comedy is nobody's path is the same.
You're correct. I would agree with that.
There's similarities all over the place. It's common. There are similarities. But how one got there, I'd imagine if you saw the guys at the top and they told you how they got there, I bet many stories of different approaches to this different thing. Because some people were good at thinking outside the box. They seem to.
That I think is key is to think outside the box.
Right, but I didn't know there was a box when I got started, and I wasn't working inside it.
Right.
So I said, so when they didn't do that, that's when live bait comedy was born.
Okay, so you just because you made your own box.
I don't have a bomb. Yeah, well, you know, five dogs, one dog dish. I guess I have a dish. I don't know.
You know what? I can't confirm or deny any of that information.
I get good at this, so we had to do
lots and lots of shows
with people that are better than me. And
right.
I knew I sucked. I was one up in the game. I actually knew I sucked, and it hurt.
So
it hurt real bad. And then one night I let it out.
You let what out?
I used to tell the same jokes angry. I was trying to be cool. I was trying to be a certain, because I've got this deep voice, and I was trying to be a certain type of character comic.
Okay.
Check this out.
All right, I'm listening.
Every comedian you see, okay? Every comedian you see, oh, he's that guy. Can't help it.
Okay.
Okay, you put him in a category right off. Because regardless how many categories you got,
right.
Every time you see a comedian do his thing, if you haven't seen him before, you're saying, oh, he does that. Oh, he's that guy.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You can feel pigeonholed or whatever you want to feel.
Right. I would agree with that.
Is knowing that is everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you can change it?
Right. Because if you know who you are on that stage, okay, if you know who you are on that stage, you can write for that person. And then writing gets easier. The character gets easier. You don't even, it's not it's not what you say. Now it's how you say it.
Right.
Okay. Because when someone sees me, oh, he does that. He's that guy.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
But if you can use that to your benefit, if you know that, okay, it sounds horrible as a person. The truth of the matter.
No, I think a lot of people forget that comedy is.
I've seen people that are too much of an artist.
Too much, right? Well, it's a brand. I mean, realistically, it's a brand.
Go there, make them laugh. They laugh. It's funny.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
You know, I
could be right.
Hello, Jody. Thanks for tuning in. But I had this conversation with lots of people. And we're actually, I don't know where Versi is from, but we get viewers from all over the world. So thank you for tuning in. I'm very grateful.
People ask me where live bait comedy comes from.
Where does it come from?
I thought when I was a kid, I lived out in when we take country drives, I'd always see live bait. And I thought that would look good on a women's t-shirt with big boobs. You know what I mean?
Leave it to a man.
And to tell you, I'm just saying,
did it work?
All my life, I've never made a t-shirt.
Oh my Lord.
I've never made comedy off of there, man, because that's good. That's what don't steal my shit.
Okay, well, you got to get on those t-shirts now because you got to prove it. You have to see if it worked.
That's the thing I don't understand. I've never bought merchandise.
Oh, no?
No. A lot of these guys are doing, I think it's a good deal. It's just, I haven't set my sights to do that. Because if I run a show, I got to set the show up. I'm worried about everything and everybody because I'm responsible.
So you don't have CDs
I'm responsible
or any...
for everything.
That's
the way I feel.
How
you have to feel that way.
I mean, what is that get overwhelming?
No. I've been doing it for 10 years.
So it's just second nature now.
Yeah, and sometimes when you go to somebody else's show, you have to remind yourself it's not your show.
Right.
Okay, that you need to know how to operate within their parameters.
Right.
Right, because I asked you if I could read those questions like later, and you said, no, this is what we do.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, it's not my show.
Yeah, and I do that because
I thought that
people
was
are
beautiful.
so.
I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
No, I thought.
If it wasn't that everybody was so consistent with what they know how the platform is,
Right.
then that'd be different.
Sometimes if you throw a suggestion to somebody running the show, they'll tell you exactly how it is, and then you know.
Right.
I've done that before. It's according to what their personality is,
That's
or how
true.
when you walk in, how you know, things go. Because every now and then I'll just make a suggestion because he's going to, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then I'll know exactly what he wants. I know it's a shit way to go about it.
Yeah, well, you know what? Most of the time I think that a lot of people aren't open to suggestions.
No,
And
no,
I don't.
Everything's personal.
Right. And
It is personal.
you know, I can honestly tell you that I am truly grateful for every comedian who has sat down with me and helped me write stuff, helped me rewrite stuff, given me pointers, because I still suck, but I'm so much further than where I started because I listened to them. I didn't take it personal. I've had people tell me, you know what, your jokes suck. Or,
Hey, he grabbed his gun. What's going on? So, man,
that's a BB gun, but yeah, my boys are running around here. But honestly,
a squirrel in the yard.
I don't see. I think that I prefer to. Okay.
You'll reach corners.
Yes.
That's the thing about it is, you're never in the wrong place. You're just in the wrong place with a bad attitude.
That's a good point. Change your
You're
mindset.
never in the wrong place.
Oh.
You know what you're supposed to know, and yeah, so you have to stay open to that.
So, do you have like a writing schedule, or do you,
I don't.
or does it pop in your head?
Yeah, because I'm working out the drops.
Okay,
I'm working out
okay.
the setups and the drops right off
Okay.
the bat. You know, thinking of anything funny, I'm rearranging it to where I can get there quick and drop it,
Okay.
and drop it the way I want to drop it.
Right.
All right, does that make sense?
Yes. Have you ever pulled over to write stuff down?
Yes.
I have too. I was just not ever.
I pulled over on the side of the interstate because a booker tried to get a hold of me.
Okay. Well, you know what?
And I ain't making him wait, and I'm
No.
nowhere near a rest area. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, that's a safe thing
It's
to
like
do.
this place right here. You could drive forever and go, oh, look, a town. That's not good for somebody that's got to pee.
Yes, you're right. Because I live out in the middle of nowhere, but it's beautiful out here. It's very peaceful.
Everywhere smells better than Cincinnati. Thank you. Sorry, Becca. I'm right next to a horse stable.
Okay, so Pon says he's coming for me, and he wants to pick everyone's brains. Yes, I listen to everyone, and what can I? Oh, he's confirming that he takes advice.
Who is Pon? Hey, Pon, what's your
Pon is pretty new to the comedy scene, so I'm surprised he hasn't popped in there with a question. So, what's your view on comedy roast? Because this has been a new thing in the indie scene, and also like. There's a new board on Facebook, which seems to be going really well. Everybody's, taking it as a positive, and everybody's being lighthearted with it. So, which is way to go, guys, because normally you see that turn terrible.
I tell you what, if it's entertaining, and folks are coming out to see it, I am extremely all for it.
Have you ever
To
participated?
tell you the truth, and we were talking about some out of the box thinking.
Right.
And I've seen some guys do some pretty crazy things, and it actually works. You know what I mean? Is it sustainable? Comedy is sometimes difficult to sustain.
Right.
But I've seen some guys do really well. So I tell you, I'm all for it. I haven't really roasted
Okay.
so much.
Someone tells me you'd be really good at it because you're so quick. Obviously, you have time to prepare because you don't get a lot of time. You're just like bam, bam, bam.
My jokes. I'm gonna be prepared if I show up. I can't use notes.
Right.
They call your name. You know what I mean? If as long as I've been doing this, not that long, but if I put a piece of paper anywhere, okay, it will call my name. You will see me. You will see my head dip, and
So how's that work
and all of a
with
sudden
open
I lost these guys. I prep. I know what I'm going to do before I get there.
Even at an open
Every
mic.
time, and if I'm not prepared, I will do what I normally do, and just like 5 minutes. I'll see how few jokes I can tell, and have them laughing for 5 minutes if I can get it done. Okay, if I can get it done.
But why? Why? Because like I look at an open mic as that's the time I'm working through some new material.
Okay,
and
I agree. So, I agree with you. I agree with you, but at the same time, if I'm going to do an open mic at the industry, right. It's time to shine. Okay. If I go to an open mic where nobody, you know what I mean? I run out of town and do open mics. I think you got to get out there and show other people what you have. And I've been doing it for years. Go to an open mic and somebody will book you. If you're funny. To take truth, go up there and be funny. You know, working new material or whatever. You get to a point where you do things in your head, though.
That's true. Because
in other words, I know how it works in my head before I do it. And normally that gets inserted if it's a good one.
Now, do you do your stuff verbatim? Like, do you have like blocks of jokes, or can you mix them up? You can hardly do it with it. Yeah, I can mix them up all day long. I only got one job. That's not to tell the same joke twice. That's the other job I got. Right. That is so true. But there's jokes that do what I want, that take the act where I want it to go. Okay. No, you're fine. Take it where I want it to go, and then take you. Now I've got a playground. But are they in columns? Are they sectioned off and all that? Right. Yes. Because I can see it in my head. I write it down. I write it down because I'm not one up there with notes. Right. So I write it down a lot. Okay. And most of the time, unless I have a migraine headache, which happens, and I'm struggling to pull jokes, I can't see the list in my head. But if on normal nights, I'm just picking jokes out. Okay. Yeah, because I mixed mine up. You got to remember which ones you did, because I don't have one last time. Okay, Pon says, can you talk about comedians and when they run into a place that doesn't like some of their material, how do you deal? We recently had a place go PC overnight. Okay. Has this happened to you? Yes. Okay. Hey. Check this out. Okay. I say there's 15 minutes. Go say what you want. You're bound to have some problems. Right. And it's about the venue. I know. I'm sorry, comedians, but the venue's number one. You only got one job, and that's if you're running anything, it has to be invited back. So that makes the venue number one. Okay. They call the deal. You may have had an older crowd that walked out. Okay, younger people and older people, it's a totally different game. It's a totally different game. The younger folks don't seem to do well with the older. Right. The younger comedians don't seem to do well with you. I mean, some of them transcend very well, but 95% of them do not. I mean, so basically, the way I handled it was not the way to do it. How'd you handle it? What'd you do? I went on live. I went live and called. That's going to cost me a cigarette. And called the venue out, and it was more of the consistency. It was because it was so vague, and even when we were questioning the guidelines and stuff was approved, when we hit the stage, it then wasn't approved. So it was very hard to follow, and then they did flaggings, and right when you're in the middle of the set and you've got people flagging you for stuff that you already cleared. I don't look at them, but I'm not filthy. To take my jokes don't last 10 seconds. Right. Here's what I would suggest, and the guy who runs up, that's according to what his relationship is with the venue itself. Right. And okay. But it needs to be respected too, because the truth, how many places you got to run and do comedy. Right. Right now you have a bunch of them. You know what I mean? Some of them, you know what I mean, have people out. Maybe this one has people out. Hey, John. Hold on. Oh. Hey, John, let me put you on speaker. We're on a podcast. We have a call. Do you mind? Okay. It's not a deposition. The card or what? Check me. Oh,
Where are we?
We are in Martinsville, Indiana.
We're in Martinsville, Indiana, talking on the computer.
I know, right?
Did you want me to call back later, or do you want to favor us with a joke?
I was talking about it, and I figured I'd call you now before I got busy.
Well, what we got, John?
What?
What's up?
What I wanted to know is did you want me to make that check out in the live bait, or did you want cash, whatever you want?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we probably should have put this on the podcast, but Rob Wilfong will be fine. I love you, man.
Thank you for...
Say goodbye to 6 people that are listening. 7.
Goodbye, all 7 people listening.
All right. Hey, thank you, John.
Hey, I'll talk to you soon. Give me a call at your convenience. No hurry.
All right, buddy. I will. Thank you.
Okay, buddy.
I will.
Bye.
That was John.
Well, thank you for calling in. And
Hey, I'm at work. What do you want?
so, Pon's like,
Sometimes
I'm a
I
young
don't
person,
even
old
get my
body.
cigarette lit. What did Pon say?
Oh, he's I'm a young person, an old body. What the fuck do I do? Yeah, but, I mean, once it's done, it's done. I mean, you can't go back.
We're all in a process.
Right.
Okay. And when you first start out, you are going to be dark. Chances are you're going to have dark jokes or some silly stuff you thought all your life. And all
Right.
And you will
It's
turn.
not
You
fun.
will turn the corner.
Mhm.
You will turn the corner. Don't worry about where you're at. You're
Right.
not in the wrong place. You're in the right place, Pon. And you just keep
Working
working
through
it out. But to tell you the truth, you want to have an act that people like. Okay, that's what we're shooting for.
Right.
Okay, I don't have anything important to say. That is very, very obvious.
Right. Okay.
Okay, I don't have anything important to say to that audience. I'm gonna go up there and make them laugh if I can get it done.
Right.
And that's
So there you go. You make them
and
laugh.
you're headed that way. You hang in there. The only way to fail is to quit. It's as simple
true.
as that around here.
That's
Right, and you will find new avenues, and you will turn some corners, and all of a sudden you'll understand things that I know people have told me things when I first started trying to straighten me out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I just recently got it,
Okay.
and it was like, I don't know what that guy was talking about. Don't worry about what you don't understand.
Okay.
Okay, it'll come to you. You are where you're at, and people will throw a lot of things at you, but listen and take what makes sense to you
Right.
at the time. Okay, because if they're talking about something you don't know about, you're not going to get it anyway.
Right.
So you let them say what they say, and somewhere along the line, a lot of things will pop into your head. Like, that guy was right.
I'm sure that's happened to me. Like I had
And don't do cancer jokes.
don't do cancer jokes?
People don't like Jesus jokes.
Okay.
Fart jokes is where it's at.
Fart jokes?
I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I just enjoy being charmingly hacked. Thank you. I'm adorable.
We've covered it. You're like an adorable attacking duck. I believe what.
Mom's the boss.
Yeah, that was a gift I got from my daughter.
All right.
And rule number 2. See rule number 1.
See rule number 1.
Yep. So, when you first, how bad you bombed the first time?
Oh, you couldn't have told me I bombed. I got a laugh. I probably got one good laugh.
One
But it
good
didn't
laugh?
matter, man. I couldn't sleep for 3 days. I did it.
Yeah.
I never did, but I've been thinking about it for all my life.
It was an adrenaline rush, huh?
Yeah.
And how'd the second time go?
I had a little bit more about me, probably expected a little too much.
Okay.
Okay, but I've always expected. That's how I knew I sucked.
Right.
I expect laughs.
Well, but
I mean, I really do. I mean, but how I got to get there sometimes with
Okay.
particular crowds. Can I get them to that point to where they're waiting? See, most storytellers, they try to take you out of the room.
Okay.
And take you on a journey.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that. I sit you right there and try to make you as uncomfortable as I can, and hopefully you're waiting for another good one if I can do what I'm supposed to do.
All right, fair enough.
And just keep that, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm a pounder.
He's like, bam.
I'm a pounder.
He's a pounder.
I'm less.
I could really go to some. What did he say? I kept a girl and my wife both in stitches during their treatment with my cancer jokes. I don't. Sorry, I'm not understanding, but thank you for sharing.
I think it was me saying don't do cancer jokes.
But you should.
You can
Yeah,
do
there's
them
like
if
a.
you want to.
There's like a 40. I think it's like a 45-second delay.
Please know that I know nothing. I've just been doing this a while, and this is what I see. And
Right,
that's what
but
I
there
tell
are a
you.
lot of-
I haven't hit the mountaintop.
Right,
So-
but you've at least maneuvered through enough of the shit that it is helpful, and the fact that you're willing to sit down and answer questions about it, because
Yeah,
lots of
probably should.
younger, well, a lot of younger, new, fresh faces don't necessarily know.
I'm under medicated for this.
You're under medicated.
My neurologist is going to hear about this.
Okay, we'll definitely have to put the neurologist on notice. So what's the, I don't know, give me some good advice or tell me a really good line. Or you take the reins here.
Oh, some good advice.
Yeah. Because I'm way wet behind the ears. Mm-hmm.
Whatever you do, don't smoke while breastfeeding. You'll burn your mother's tits.
It's terrible.
I'm glad they told me I didn't have to be PG. That means pretty good.
Yeah, that one was good. Okay, the first rule of tips is don't feel like you have to take any tips. Oh, okay.
Well played, Lucas.
Yes, but
Well played. I agree.
you should always listen, yeah? You're not on
You don't
anything.
have to.
No, you don't have to. But when are you really out?
You're not. You're
Yeah.
not. You're not.
They're
But
gonna
to tell you the
tell you
truth,
anyway.
I tell you what. You show up to a place and you've got all this material in your head. That's everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to get through to you anyway.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Because they're not paying attention
Right.
until they get on
I've been the
stage.
same way.
Yeah.
Heck, I can still be the same way.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm enjoying the thoughts in my head. Are you talking?
There's not enough room in your head for both of us.
You understand.
So, do you have like a routine you do before, after going on stage?
I do. I like being afraid.
You like being afraid?
Right.
Okay.
I don't think there's ever a time when I'm not afraid
Okay.
before they call your name.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
I actually like that part of it. Now that you know, as time has gone on, now
Okay.
that I'm doing what I like to do, yeah, I love being afraid. Yeah, so I do.
It sounds like you're in a journal.
I do certain things.
Okay. Would you like to share?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm an adrenaline.
Well, if you think about it, it heightens your fight or flight.
That's the fun part. Like when
Right.
you work out and it don't
Yeah.
hurt anymore.
All right.
I was like, shit, don't hurt anymore. You have to tell me how I'm doing. So I like being afraid.
Okay. So he's
Yeah.
a
I do this thing where my feet go back and forth. I've always done that.
like on stage.
No, before I mean
Oh, okay.
when I'm hitting that corner trying to get
Okay.
in my head,
Right.
so they're about ready to call my name. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I get out of I always get out of everybody's way
Mm-hmm.
to get in my head.
Right.
And we went to the zoo a couple weeks ago, me and the wife. And hi, Melissa. You're probably not watched.
She'll be able to listen to it on Spotify.
Okay, cool. But anyway, we went to the zoo and we went into the elephant house and there was all these little elephants eating.
Okay.
And we went around the side and there was a big one in the yard. He was standing right next to that door waiting for them to let him in to eat.
Okay.
And his feet were doing the same thing mine does.
Oh, okay.
It was weird. I didn't know where that came from.
Are you saying your mom's an elephant?
No.
Or was it your dad?
No, I don't specify that. I just know they do that. I just didn't, you know what I mean? I just
had
always
no
do it.
clue.
It just kind of comes on me, and that's just what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pick things.
See, now I base.
That's why I've thrown cool out the door. I don't need to be cool. I don't want to be cool because that ain't fun.
See, I have to
I'm
pace.
not worried about my image.
You're not worried about your image?
Look what I go up there and do. Look, I'm sitting here having a cigarette. Chatting away. Hey,
Yeah, that's
hey,
okay.
Melissa, I get to smoke in the house here.
There is Melissa.
I get to smoke in the house here, baby. I got the best wife in the world.
We covered that she's a super strong, awesome woman.
All right.
Yep, and she found us.
She's a saint.
She is a saint. Maybe? Is she a saint?
She's a saint.
All right.
She
Way to
may
go.
be.
He
Have
is,
you met me?
she certainly have to have nerves of steel. Something tells me you're a wise ass all the time, or are you not?
Am I a wise ass all the time, Abby?
It'll take her a minute to get back to you with that one. So do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah, we'll be in Cincinnati and Mount Healthy Eagles with Wendy Ferguson
Okay.
and Gary Henry and myself on Saturday. The next week we have a Promises show, which is an AA show. When I first started doing shows,
Okay.
the first two I had were Alcoholics Anonymous shows.
Interesting.
And I just wanted to give back.
Right.
Well, that's not what I wanted to tell jokes. It worked out.
But it works out either way.
Right. So so the first two I did. The second one, they were waving them in like it was a Bengals game
Okay.
because nobody ever brought comedy to them.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And they sit there, they listen to stories. You know what I mean?
Sad
They have
stories, right?
discussions and listen to
Right.
stories, and they're normally sad. And I figured it would be perfect. And my gosh, I've probably done 50.
Wow.
Since then, I've probably done 50 AA shows, and we have another one at the place where I got sober.
That's awesome.
And then Saturday, Live Laughs Comedy Festival
Okay.
in Shelby County.
Shelby County. Live Lives. Are you
You'll
on
see
the
a lot
venue?
of people I'll see a lot of people that we both know there.
Okay.
Because it's a campground festival.
Okay.
And
Not to be
there's
mistaken
like
as with Woodstock.
The Woodstock of comedy.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Peace.
So
And on and on.
you got more?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you're more than.
Here's the one I want to plug because we're in Indiana.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Plug away.
We'll be in Connersville Eagles on November 2nd. Here's a real cool one. Okay. If you're anywhere, hey, Bob, if you're still listening, we'll be with me and Tony Cordenbrock. We're the Cincinnati's Real Boobs.
Okay.
And we will be with Bobby Strauss in Lafayette, Indiana at Papa Top.
Papa Top?
Yes. It's a free show. The food is good. The food is excellent.
Food's always good.
Yeah, you get a good comedy show. Tony's very funny.
So mark your calendars, people.
There you go. Papa Top, Bob Strauss.
So who's the greatest person you've had the pleasure to work with? Couple of them?
Someone just recently passed away, Chili Chalice. And he said things the way they make sense to me,
Okay.
even if I didn't like them.
Okay.
And I can appreciate that because you need people to tell you what you don't want to hear. Which one was that?
That one was Ozzy.
Hey, Oz.
Oz wasn't supposed to be let out of his cage.
Oh,
So
he's with us.
he is. So anybody else?
To take you, when you run shows, Vince Morris from Dayton.
Okay. Giving a shout out to Ben.
But I haven't done a lot of comedy clubs.
Okay.
Okay. I've done a lot of, these showcases and, and this and that, but I fill my dates,
So
I haven't yet. Let's put it this way. If I get there, when I get there, it'll be right. So I'm not worried about that because things are really good on my end.
right.
Yeah.
Is there a huge difference between doing the showcases like you do and doing the comedy club? Because I'm assuming you've done some.
The bars are tougher.
Okay.
The bars are tougher. And if you can get it done when it's just an ugly bar show and all of a
That's a good
sudden you
point.
get these people looking and laughing, it feels really, really good.
So I
That
imagine
isn't
that
always doable.
a comedy club would be a kickbox then because they're expecting
I wouldn't
comedy.
say that. It's a different avenue of approach. You can be more technical.
Right.
These people are there to laugh.
Right.
That doesn't mean they're going to.
That's true.
We've seen that.
Yeah.
But, I enjoy that.
Bars are hard. I mean, especially if you've got people talking and they're drinking and
I think that's how it came along because
you have to work hard.
you have to be so good, okay, for them to all of a sudden remember. You have to be so funny that they don't know that you're not telling dick jokes.
Okay.
Because I don't have them. I don't have a lot of sex jokes. I have some, but that really isn't how
Right.
my brain is evolved.
So is that like low-hanging fruit?
Yeah, but you still have to have that because you're in a bar and that's what they want
That
to
is
hear.
true. That is true. There are certain crowds that they just.
Excuse me.
The one club I did was like that. They were, it's a harder club. They want to laugh at the dirty
It's
stuff.
the same job. There's people in front of you. Go make them laugh.
Right.
The job hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
And when you doubt yourself, simplify the menu.
Okay.
Learn how to lie to yourself. That's how it works. That's how it's. Yeah.
All
Say
right.
the crazy ass shit. And then take it, and then you're ready to go.
I thought we
do
were
what
talking
you're
about
ready
it's
to
about
do.
the venue. You want to be asked back. If I let some of
okay.
the shit come out of my mouth,
Okay.
I might piss some people off.
I don't have confidence on a regular basis, so sometimes I have to tell myself. Always telling jokes. Okay, that was Melissa. Thank you, Abby.
And Ben Terhune, which you've.
Dawn is tough on grease, yet gentle on feathers.
Back to the Ducks, huh?
Ben was at the Eagles a lot.
Yep. He was.
And it is very different from a comedy club atmosphere.
No, that's.
But is that your think about it? I don't know. Okay, I'm not of knowledge, but I can tell you what it is for myself. I found that I freak myself out. And you just can't.
Okay.
You just can't do that. It's like, okay,
How do
you got your set
yourself
together.
out?
You show up at the place, and the guy, for the first time, says, "No F word. Keep it clean." Okay, you scramble.
So you've had to rewrite sets.
Yeah, but I've been doing them all.
Right.
And I'm just picking jokes.
Right.
And if I make a mistake, it's because of the jokes I picked. It wasn't I didn't read it right. Or they pissed me off and I decided I'm just going to tell that one because that's my little revenge because I can't come off the character.
What
I've
does
done
work
that.
clean mean?
That's a good question. I'll tell you exactly what it means.
I'd love to hear it.
Whoever's paying you, that's what it means. He'll tell you what it means. He'll tell you what it means. If you can ask him too.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So basically, work clean is whatever.
But to tell you the truth, if you're in your head about your set, you know what I mean, and you know what you got, and you show up and they change the rules on you,
Yeah, that's.
it'll throw you.
It will.
You won't have a good night.
Yes.
And another thing about working clean is hit that joke as hard as you, because you get this thing about clean in your head. And you hit that, I try to hit that joke as hard as you would if it wasn't a clean joke.
Okay.
Or you know what I'm saying?
See,
Even
now,
though you took the F out of it.
right.
took
I
something
was
out
going to
of it.
say, I've
Well, do
done that,
figure a way
changed
to hit that joke just as hard so it has not the same impact because
Right.
the F word goes a long way in the impact.
Okay.
Okay, I only have 2 in my set.
Okay.
Okay, one of them's a Rice Krispie joke. So you can't get mad at me.
So Rice
I
Krispies.
get away with that one. The other one I try not to use.
Okay.
Okay. But sometimes it's about sexual content. It's about a whole lot of things.
Right.
And I would say that the venue that changed.
I'm
right?
so sorry.
That's quite all right. Love the cat. But I would say that the venue that changed will keep changing their rules. It'll be a night by night thing because they have input and they are going to continue to have input. And that will run the guy who's running it. It's not really so much fair to the guy that's running it because he really don't know what to tell you, anymore.
I understand that. I understand that, whoever's running the mics are at the mercy of the venue. So it's never that guy's fault.
No.
But I certainly.
But he still has to play because it's all about getting invited back. You like your venue, you enjoy what you're doing, people are coming out having a good time, and the rules can change. One person can go in there. Okay, just like one person can come into that bar and screw everything up.
Which, from what I understand, that might have been the case here.
Okay.
Something had happened that came up that was not. Okay, wow, that's a long question. Okay, currently setting up my first show at Rushville Elk, September 7th. Contact, what? Okay, I've got good comment. Really, Lucas?
You're winning the war on plugs. I adore that.
Lucas, terrible.
Perfect. No, that's perfect. That's exactly what he should do. Well played, Lucas.
Yes, okay.
Loud and proud, baby. That's where you got to go.
I'll remember that one, though.
Good show. But any advice for a novice in comedy event organizing? You'll learn as you go.
Oh, that's not really
You'll learn as
advice.
you go. Yeah, basically.
Sink or swim.
No, mistakes. To tell you the truth, every maiden voyage, regardless of how long you've done it, has taught you something about, not about comedy,
Right.
but about that place.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. And then you'll have similar situations. You just have to go through to get through. And I hope that blows up for you, man. Good comedy. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Go up there, put on a great show, and have these people want more. That's what I'd say.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Middle fingers in the air. There's a song called that. Have you ever heard that song?
What song
It's
is that?
called, it literally, I believe it's called Middle Fingers in the Air. It's a very interesting song. You'll have to look it up. It's by a band, Missimo. I don't know why it just popped in my head.
I like it.
It's a really good song, actually. I was like, yeah, that, lots of days. That's really kind of how I feel.
That's how I wake up.
Right. It's like, so,
Do you hate chatty people in the morning?
no, I'm a morning person.
Oh my God.
I am such a morning person. I wake up and I'm bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and I'm annoying. I'm totally annoying.
Well, I just want you to know, for the rest of us, that, really most of us are ill prepared for your perky morningness.
Yes, you're probably right.
Just wanted to tell you that.
Yeah, I've had other people tell me that. It's like, because I'll be like, oh, let's here's some coffee. Let's go get some breakfast.
Oh,
or
Melissa's the same way, and then she'll go look at me, and all of a sudden she'll stop and go, "Oh, that's right, it's morning."
Yeah, no, I see it. It's a new day. That's how I'm looking. I wake up, it's a new day.
I'm baked fresh.
Right.
Baked fresh daily.
Exactly. Baked fresh daily.
Yeah. That means a little something different where I come from, but go ahead. Wake up cheery with the vigor of a leprechaun.
Well, yeah, you know what? I am completely lost at this particular moment, and something tells me that someday I might catch up. Maybe not.
Where do we go?
I don't know. Something about waking up in the morning baking means something different than there were leprechauns, and now I just think I need to be on an acid trip.
I wouldn't hang out with you. I just have to.
You okay?
I'm afraid of dogs.
Okay, so somebody's going to DM you.
Hey, hit me up. Hit me up.
He charges $50 to make you
I
holler.
don't charge nobody. Dang, I just told you I don't know anything. I'm going to charge somebody. I know guys running comedy class. I would have never done that.
Oh, comedy class?
I know guys that run for, 40-year veterans that run them in the comics just get all over them for it. You know what I mean?
Why?
What is a guy like me going to go up there and do it? You know what I mean? But I've seen people trying it and having a comedy class.
Well, I went through a writing
How can
class.
somebody teach you comedy?
Not comedy, but how to shorten it.
They never tell you to learn how to make people laugh.
No,
They just
I mean,
go through
you
the
gotta-
structural rules. If they can help you write and help you, you know what I mean, and give you like things to, in other words, writing techniques that could open doors for you. Because
See, and
that's
I
what's
think
going to happen.
writing is.
That's what's going to happen for you. In other words, you're going to understand things little by little until you know exactly what you want to do. Is that the cat doing?
Yeah, my cat is about ready to give us a hairball, which is just perfect. I'm so
Can
sorry.
you guys hear that?
I hope not.
I'm over here. I feel
Oh
bad
my
for your
God.
cat.
Evan.
It's leaving because I pressed sad face.
Oh my gosh. Evan,
Oh, God.
grab the cat. Anyway,
God love him.
oh, this has been an interesting day with my cats. They're usually put up so that they don't come out here because Oz likes to knock over the microphone.
Hey, it was good to meet you. I'm a cat guy.
I know you are. I seen you were holding. I was the one that.
Yeah, I had my best friend pass away not too long ago. Yeah, it ripped me in half.
I bet
It just did, it just did. He was home every day. He hung out with me. I never worked alone. So, nah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Don't you hate it when you're reading it and you don't read the whole thing and then their dog dies at the end and you press like? Have you ever had that happen to you? Have you ever been late because you were heckling somebody and didn't get out the door? It's like, oh, shit.
No. No, I do not. I try not to heckle.
Have you ever gotten kicked off a no rules yard sale page?
He is on point right now.
Because they had rules.
They had rules, yeah. I wish I could say that happened. We are down to the last couple of minutes, so I'm going to. I need to do a plug.
It's hot outside.
It is hot outside.
You know what goes good with a tank top?
Boobs.
Deodorant.
Oh, oh, and a razor for you ladies. Just saying, I got a whole joke about the fact I had a very
Oh, it's
unpleasant
sandal
experience.
season, so don't have your toes looking like they should be hanging off the edge of a church.
No, yeah, you gotta
It's a
have
gargoyle
toes.
joke. You didn't know I had one.
I didn't. I do need to put a plug. We are going to be live Carolina Grill Wednesday in Zionsville, 6:45.
That's a good room. That's a good room. Really good room.
Stand Up Wrangler is producing and a comedy show that starts at 8 with headliner Brent Terhune.
Oh, you got to go see Brent.
Well, I'm hoping to interview him, which is why I'll be there at 6:45. So that's next morning. We're going to pull another comic train.
Yeah, you want to go see that?
Yeah, we're going to see it. We're going to pull them off.
Yeah, you
and
do.
yeah, we've had lots of fun with lots of comics.
I've been watching,
I know.
and yet I still wasn't prepared.
He was not prepared. He was like, ah.
I know. I say, can you put them later? And she goes, no, that's what we did.
I know. Yes, because, well, I'm not.
You know what I said?
Okay.
Okay.
He was a good boy, honey. Melissa?
She ain't watching anymore.
He was a very
She
good
sees
boy.
me every day.
All right, so we are going to say, oh, by the way, we're heading, if you want to continue this, we're heading to Jokers.
We're heading to Joker.
We're going to hit the stage tonight.
So you
and
be careful on your way home. I'll be out there too.
yes, he'll be out there. So if you want to catch this funny guy and his one-liners. But we are going to say peace out until next week.
And people drive like shit. Good night.
Good night. And Melissa was still there. So bye, Melissa.
Bye, Melissa. See you later.